Just because it's summer, you mustn't go to sleep with your stomach exposed. You'll catch a cold. Make sure you brush your teeth and send me a text once a day. No, 3 times a day. I've got it, okay? Owie, she's giving me a stern look. Yes? Please take good care of Kotori. Sure, leave it to me. I thought I sounded a little arrogant, but I answered as the dorm mother and as Kotori's friend. See you, Kotori. If anything happens, call me straight away. Worried about her sister until the end, Ibari got in the car and left. Today is Monday, the start of the week. It looks like she's going straight to work. She came here in her own car, and apparently her workplace and her house are about an hour away. Ibari stayed for 2 nights, so I'm worn out. She's a good sister, isn't she? Yeah, I realize that. I just want her to know when to leave me by myself. Would Kotori be able to leave her sister alone? Okay then, shall we go to school now? Therefore, that is to say, in this situation, in the 6th lesson of the day, I felt restless. When this finishes, school is done for the day. In other words, it's time for club activities. Yesterday was Sunday, and the clubs take a day off. I was told that my pilot training would start today, so I couldn't stop myself from feeling like I was itching to go. This is covered in the end of term test, so make good notes. The teacher's laid-back way of speaking actually makes you feel even more annoyed. While I stare at the clock on the wall at the back of the classroom, I wait for time to pass. It rang. The bell rang. Okay, that's all for today. The things we studied today will be in the end of term test, so make sure to review it later. The teacher repeats the contents of the lesson before the class chairperson gives the order to stand, then bow. See ya, teach. You can't tell me what to do. I'm gonna run if I want. As I go into the hallway, Kotori, whose seat is near the doorway, is already outside on standby. Hey, the teacher told me not to run. What can I do? I can't do much about that. My seat's next to the window. Okay, let's go. Hold on. Agaha's not here yet. We looked into the classroom where Agaha was surrounded by several girls, talking to them about something. That's why this is... It looks like there was something in the lesson just now that they didn't understand, and they were asking her about it. They make a big deal about grades at this school. If you fail any subjects, it's possible that you have to repeat the year. Oh geez. It's not like Agaha's grades are anything special, but for certain specialized subjects, she's usually near the top of the rankings. That's why, just before the end of term exams, her friends go to her for help. Hey, Agaha. Oh, Aoi, hang on, I'll soon be finished. Agaha waves through a gap in the wall of girls surrounding her. Hey, Aoi. She said that it would take just a little longer. Oh, well then, let's go on ahead. But she asked us to wait for her. We'll see her over there anyways, so it's fine, isn't it? What if she gets lost? We can't take any chances. Oh! Oh my god, it's my first decision of the game. Holy shit. Oh my god. Oh shit. Well, this is a meaningful decision. Well, if I'm imposing myself into this game, I don't have the patience. So, we're going ahead. What? Wait a minute. What? 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 Is that what I chose? Let's wait a little longer. Anyway, I'll just hang on for now.
じゃあ私は先に行くから。
Wait. What? I'm pretty sure. What? I chose to go ahead with Kotori. Oh, well then I'm going on ahead. I mean, okay. Kotori said it with a composed face and really did go on ahead. It can't be helped, so I give Agaha a quick shout before chasing after Kotori. Okay. Okay. It's freaking out for nothing with it. Okay. We can wait for a little while, can't we?
じゃあ待てばいいじゃない。
So why don't you wait? Are you really that against going with Agaha? Without realizing, I sound anxious as I ask.
嫌じゃないわよ。
I'm not against it. I'm also very confused to what I actually chose, because I thought I said to go ahead with Kotori. I'm so confused.
でもなんか緊張するんだもん。
But I feel kind of nervous.
気まずいっていうか、あの空気に耐えられないの。
Or should I say I feel awkward? I just can't stand it. It always felt like Kotori had trouble knowing how to be around Agaha. You always act so tough, but really you're a bag of nerves.
人のこと分析するのはやめて。
Stop analyzing me. Yeah. She always puts up a front and is wary of strangers. This also affected her in that when she came to this school, she never got used to being part of the class.
そんなにあの子と一緒に行きたいなら、そうすればいいじゃない。
If you want to go together with her that much, then why don't you do that?
私、一人でも行けるもん。エレベーターあるし。
I can go by myself. There's an elevator too. That's not what I'm saying. Stop crying.
泣いてなんて言いません。
I'm not crying. Really? That's good.
葵くん、私のこと泣き虫だと思ってるでしょ。
Sniff. Aoi, you think I'm a crybaby, don't you? No, I don't.
ムカつく。
You're so annoying. I've annoyed her. What? That is what she implied, isn't it? Wow. I'm good at this. Kotori stops moving her wheelchair. Is she tired? You want me to push you? Kotori shook her head.
私だって、本当はあの子と仲良くしたいわよ。
I really want to get along with her,
でも、やり方がわからないんだもん。
but I don't know how.
それに、
And
多分、私、もう嫌われてるだろうし。
maybe she already hates me. I doubt Agaha hates you. To be honest. Huh? Why do you think that?
だってひどいこと言ったし、それにいつも態度悪いし。
I said such nasty things to her, and also, I have a bad attitude. If you realize that you have a bad attitude, why don't you do something about it?
ねえ、どう思う？やっぱ嫌われてるかな？死んじゃえとか思われちゃってるかな？
Hey, what do you think? She hates me, doesn't she? She wishes I were dead, doesn't she? No, she doesn't. I simply stated that for the time being. I
なんで
doubt
そう言える
that's
わけ？
true. How can you be so sure? I've known her for a long time, so I know that much about her.
そうかしら。
Perhaps. She's so paranoid. Kotori puts her hand on her chin and starts thinking.
どうすれば仲良くできるんだろう。
How can I get along better with her? Well, for example,
うんうん。
yeah. Before going to club activities, if she says, wait for me, why not wait for her?
だって、それ、私に言ったんじゃないもん。
But she didn't say that to me. Well, isn't that because you didn't come to check? Okay, yeah, because I'm the one who called out to her, that's what I thought. Shall we go back to the classroom?
いや、いい。
No, it's fine.
今さら戻るの恥ずかしいもん。
If I went back now, I'd be embarrassed. She really did sound embarrassed as she spoke, then moved off in her wheelchair. Sure, I'm worried about the delicate situation between the two of them, but there's no need to rush things. Things like this take time. Friendship is something that grows slowly. If there's anything I can do to help, then I will. I'm a great friend, huh? No wonder people love me. How are we going to do the flight training? Once all of us second graders had gathered, I asked Amane. Amane has been playing around with a bundle of tangled PC cables, and we can only see her from the other side of the desk.
飛ぶんだ。
By flying. Ooh. Didn't see that one coming. Flying? Well, you mean I have to fly? I imagined it would be doing something like doing weight training to build physical strength. But I still can't fly, can I? There's no way we can fly using those broken wings.
そこの壁際の荷物をどかせてくれ。
Could you move those boxes that are over there by the wall? As requested, I tidy away the boxes piled up against the wall of the garage.
うわー、なんだかよくわかんないものが山盛りだね。
Whoa. There are piles of things, but I don't even know what they are. Since before Amane and the others started coming here, this garage has had many mysterious boxes and antique parts left inside.
なにこれ、なんでこんなところに剣とか槍があるの？
What's this? Why are a sword and spear in a place like this? So we can kill anyone who tries to attack us, that's why.
こっちにヌンチャクあるよ。
There are some nunchucks over there? Yeah, more self-defense, more murder weapons. There's a broken toy gun too. Of course, the sword and spear are well-made replicas, god damn it. As for the other things, if I had bought them, I would think, why the hell did I buy this? That's never a good thing to ask. You always say, I definitely did a good decision buying this. And would definitely regret buying them. And there are many things that look like souvenirs that were bought on school leaving trips. I could easily tell that the members of long ago made this garage their own.
できたわよ。
Finished.
よし。じゃあ電気を消してくれ。
Oh. Oh, it's already this part of it. Okay, sure. No problem. Marco. Okay, they don't know how to play Marco Polo. As the lights were turned off, the inside of the garage became pitch black. Amane was operating some kind of machine. Oh god. Then, on the wall where all the boxes were before, a PC screen
プ
appears.
ロジェクターだ。
It's a projector!
映画館みたい。
Like in a movie theater. Are we going to watch an instructional video?
葵くん、こっちへ来てくれ。
Aoi, could you come over here? Don't mind if I do. Sitting down in the chair that Amane had prepared, I was handed a computer game controller. What are we doing?
だから飛ぶんだよ。これはフライトシミュレータだ。
Like I said, you're going to fly. This is a flight simulator. Flight simulator? I've heard of them, but I'm not exactly sure what they are. Well, it simulates flying. What word is tripping you up?
ゲームみたいなものだ。フライトを疑似体験できる。
It's like a computer game. It stimulates the experience of flying.
実際に飛ばなくても、操作方法やグライダーで飛ぶ感覚はある程度身につけられるはずだ。
Even if you don't actually fly, you can, to some extent, learn the controls and feeling of flying a glider.
よくわかんないけど、なんだかすごそうね。
I don't really understand, but it sounds pretty good.
市販のやつですか？
Is this commercially available?
いや、自分で作った。
No, I made it myself. What's such talent? Amane is amazing.
これは風ヶ浦の地形と我々のグライダーに特化したシミュレータだからな。
This is the topography of Kazagara, and is a simulator specifically for our glider. At Amane's command, the screen changes. The town of Kazagara that we all know, shown as a landscape as viewed from the air, is projected onto the wall. This is shown in pretty CG that is at least on the level of the cutscenes of RPGs on the latest consoles. That's impressive.
やっぱすごいよこの人は。
She really is amazing. Aka mumbles while looking at the screen being projected.
昨日のうちにデータは最新のものにしておいたから、よりリアルな感覚で飛べるはずだ。
This was updated with the latest data yesterday. You should be able to get very realistic sets of flying. Okay. I show that I am impressed with Amane's amazing work and get myself fired up.
では始めるぞ。
Well then, let's begin. A glider, modeled in CG, appeared on the screen.
操作を覚える前にグライダーの動きについて説明するぞ。
Before you learn the controls, I will explain the movements of the glider. Ooh, is this another lesson? Get your notebooks out.
グライダーの運動は縦軸、横軸、垂直軸、この3つの軸を回転する動きで説明できる。
The glider movements can be explained as rotation on 3 axes: longitudinal, lateral, and vertical.
まずはローリング。
First is rolling. On the screen, the longitudinal axis that runs along the length of the fuselage and the movement based on rotation on that axis were displayed. This movement is called rolling.
次にピッチング。
Next is pitching. This time, the lateral axis, coming out sideways from the fuselage, and the movements based on rotation on this axis were shown. This movement raises and lowers the nose and is known as pitching.
そして最後はヨーイング。
Then, finally, is yawing. Going through the fuselage vertically was the vertical axis, and the movement based on rotation along this axis was displayed. This movement, yawing, moves the nose left and right.
この3つがグライダーの基本的な動きだ。わかるか？
These are the 3 basic movements of the glider. Do you understand? Test will be tomorrow, so study. Yes, I think so.
グライダーがどんなに複雑なマニューバーを描いているように見えても、実はこの3つの動作の組み合わせによるものなんだ。
No matter how complex the maneuvers made by the glider are, the truth is, they are all combinations of these 3 movements.
だからパイロットはこの3つの動きを操作するだけでいい。
That's why the pilot only needs to know how to operate these 3 movements. I see, so the basics are quite simple then. Kotori and Ageha are listening to the conversation and nodding along.
じゃあそれを踏まえた上で実際に操縦してみよう。
Okay, with that in mind, let's actually try operating it. So realistic. Wow. Amane selects the mode on the PC and the screen changes again. The sky and the horizon are projected across the wall.
これはコックピットから見た映像ですか？
Is this the view from the cockpit?
あ、そうだ。
Yes, that's right.
へえ、こんな風に見えるんだ。
Wow, so this is what it looks like? The glider is already flying through the air, but because I'm used to video games, this feels incredibly slow. It doesn't really feel like it's moving forward at all.
離陸と着陸、特殊な状況を除いて、君が操作するものは2つ。
Except for takeoff and landing and some other special cases, there are 2 things you need to know.
操縦桿とラダーペダルだ。
The yoke and rudder pedal. I've seen the cockpit many times, so I know about that. The yoke is the stick that comes out from between the pilot's legs. Whoa. Whoa. I've seen some scenes in movies where the pilots are flying fighter planes, and the yoke is the thing that they are holding onto. It has a button on it, and if you push it, it launches missiles. Of course, the glider doesn't have anything like that. Well, it should. How else are we gonna take over the world? It's like the steering wheel in a car. Then, there are the left and right rudder pedals, one of each, and are operated by pushing them with your feet.
それぞれコントローラーに対応している。左のアナログスティックが操縦桿、LR ボタンがラダーペダルだ。
The controller corresponds to each one. The left analog stick is the yoke. The L and R buttons are the rudder pedals. I try the analog stick and the L and R buttons on the gamepad. Oh my god. I'm flying. It's a little slow, but the field of vision in the center of the screen swings around. Whoa!
無茶をするとストールして墜落するから気をつけろ。
If you get careless, it will stall and fall to the ground, so watch out. Oh, okay.
操縦桿だが、これはさっき説明した3つのうち2つ。ローリングとピッチングを操作できる。
First is the yoke. This controls 2 of the 3 movements that I explained just now, rolling and pitching.
左右に倒せば、その方向に機体がロールする。
If you move it left and right, the fuselage will roll in that direction. I move the analog stick, in other words, the yoke, slowly left to the left. It's a little slow, but the aircraft responds. The horizon in the middle of the screen leans to the right.
操縦桿を倒すと、どうして機体が傾くの？
What makes the aircraft lean when you move the yoke?
いい質問だ。それは操縦桿でエルロンを操作しているからだ。
Good question. That is because the yoke controls the ailerons.
エルロン？
Ailerons? It's like Kotori has a big question mark on her face as she hears that unfamiliar word. I have one on my face too, because that is also an unfamiliar word to me.
主翼についている補助翼のことだ。
They are wings fitted to the main wings.
主翼の外側の後ろについていて、操縦桿を左に倒せば 左翼のエルロンが上がり、右翼のエルロンが下がる。
They are attached to the outside rear of the main wings, and if you move the yoke left, the left wing's aileron is raised, and the right wing's aileron is lowered.
そうすると左翼の揚力は減少、逆に右翼の揚力は増大するから、機体は左にバンク、つまり傾いて旋回をする。
When that happens, the lift on the left wing is reduced, while the lift on the right wing is increased, and the aircraft banks, in other words, leans by rotating to the left. Leaning and turning, huh? It's the same as a bike. A bicycle has a handlebar, but you don't turn by moving it left and right. You turn by leading the bike.
操縦桿を使ったもう一つの操作、ピッチングについてだが、
There is one more movement that can be made with the yoke, and that is pitching.
ピッチングとは、要は機種を上げ下げする動きのことだ。
Pitching is, in short, moving the nose up and down.
操縦桿を後ろに引けば頭が上がり、前に倒せば下がる。
If you pull the yoke back, the nose goes up, and pushing it forward makes it go down. I try pushing the yoke forward. Whoa! The screen moves and the percentage of the screen filled with the ground increases. The aircraft points downward, and I feel a much greater sense of speed.
機種を下に向けると機体は下降していくが、その分速度が増す。
By pointing the nose down, the aircraft drops, but the speed also increases. I see. I imagine it sliding down on the air. This time, I tried pulling the yoke back. I was no longer able to see the horizon. It felt like I was floating and I realized the speed was dropping.
これはどうやって操作しているの？またさっきのエルロン？
How is this controlled? With the ailerons that you told us about just
い
now?
や違う。以前紙飛行機で実験しただろ。機体の上下の動きを制御していたのは。
No, it isn't. Before, we did experiments with paper airplanes, didn't we? The thing that controls the up and down movements of the aircraft is magic! When Kotori was playing around with the tails on the paper airplanes, she made one do a beautiful loop-the-loop.
水平尾翼！
Oh, the horizontal tailplane. She meant magic. Amane nods her head as if to say, well
ピ
done.
ッチング。つまり上下の動きは水平尾翼についたエレベータという舵で操作する。
Pitching, in other words, the up and down movements are controlled with a rudder called an elevator attached to the horizontal tailplane. We've heard of an elevator before, of course, but this was different to the type that goes up and down in
通
buildings.
常機種を上げれば揚力は高まる。
Usually, raising the nose increases lift. In other words, the aircraft will rise.
だが上げすぎると逆に揚力を失うことになる。
However, if it is raised too much, it will lose lift
気
instead.
流が翼面に沿って流れることができなくなり、剥離してしまうからだ。
The airflow will no longer be able to move along the wings, and it will break away.
この現象をストールという。揚力を失うとどうなるかは説明するまでもないな。
This phenomenon is known as stall. I don't need to explain what happens if you lose lift. The world ends. You can't fly if there's no lift, and it will inevitably fall.
そうなったらもう落ちるしかないんですか？
If that happens, is there nothing to do but fall?
いや、立て直すことは可能だ。
No, it's possible to straighten it
ス
out.
トールはどんな時にも起こり得るから、ストールからの回復訓練はしっかり積んでおく必要がある。
A stall can occur at any time, so it's necessary to undergo stall recovery training. Okay. When it is suggested that falling is a possibility, I find it hard to breathe. When you're flying through the air, even a tiny mistake can cost you your life.
試しに一度落ちてみようか。
Shall we try dropping? Huh? What? Amane pulls back hard on the analog stick. The nose points further and further upward, and then
臨界無改革を超えた。ストールしたぞ。
it has exceeded the critical angle. It's stalled. Oh my god. Oh shit, I died. Oh fuck. Well, it's been a good run. I'll see you in the next life. The aircraft stopped moving as if it was floating, and then the next moment, the screen started spinning like crazy and it began hurtling towards the ground. Game over.
ゲームオーバーって。
It said game over. Hey, not fair. Okay, well, It wasn't my fault. Amane killed me. I don't count that as a death.
とまあこんな感じだ。訓練ではわざとストールやスピンを起こしてそこから回復する練習をするんだ。
Well, that's what it's like. In training, stalls and spins are caused on purpose, then recoveries are practiced.
実際に空でやると怖いぞ。死ぬかと思うぞ。
Actually doing that in the air is really scary. You'll think that you are going to die, probably. If you're scared of heights, maybe that really isn't true. No. If you're scared of heights, maybe that really is true. Because of how well the simulation is made, I got a powerful enough impression just from the graphics. Oh, we're going again. Amane selects the mode and once again we start flying.
で、次はラダーペダル。
Okay, next is the rudder pedal. In this simulator, this is controlled with the L and bar
こ
buttons.
れはラダーを操作するわけだが、ラダーとは日本語で方向だという垂直尾翼についている。
These operate the rudder, which is also known as the directional rudder. It is attached to the vertical tailplane.
右を踏めば機種が右を向き、左を踏めば機種が左を向く。ヨーイングの動きを制御するんだ。
If you press the right pedal, it moves right. If you push the left pedal, it moves left. This controls yawing.
横を向くの？でも曲がるときは主翼についてるエレロンを使うんでしょ？
This turns it sideways. But when you turn, you use the ailerons on the wings, right?
エルロンだけで旋回した場合、グライダーは正面を向いたままバンクした内側に滑っていくように移動することになる。
If you use just the ailerons, the aircraft still faces forward and moves like it's slipping along the side it banks on.
どういうこと？
What does that mean?
前を向いたまま斜めに進むってことじゃない？
If it's still facing forward, it would move diagonally, wouldn't it? Amane nods.
そこで同時にラダーを操作してやり、旋回したい方向へ頭を向けてやるんだ。
By operating the rudder at the same time, you can turn the nose in the direction you want to face. Like the handlebars on a bike? While leaning on the bike, you turn the handlebars in that direction. If you don't, you won't be able to turn well. Using bicycles as an example, leaning the bike left or right is like the ailerons, and the handlebars are just like the rudder.
なるほど。旋回したいときはエレロンとラダー両方が必要と。
I see. When you want to turn, you must use the ailerons and the rudder.
そうだ。けど、それだけじゃまだ不十分だ。
That's right. However, that alone is not enough.
旋回中、機体を傾けると揚力が減るので、機体が大きく降下してしまう。
When turning, leaning the aircraft causes a drop in lift, and the aircraft will drop down quite a bit.
なるべく高度を保ったまま旋回するには、操縦桿を横に倒しながら、少しだけ後ろに引いてやる必要があるんだ。
To keep as much speed as possible when turning, you need to move the yoke sideways, and also back a little. When you turn, you must use all the axes at the same time. Using what and when looks like it's quite intuitive.
以上。飛んでいる時に必要な操作はこれだけだ。
That's all. These are the only controls you need when flying. Easy enough. I'm ready. I'm already a pro. After ending her explanation, Amane turned on the lights.
結構簡単なのね。
It's pretty simple, isn't it? Yeah, I could put me in the glider now and I'll fly around the world.
そうだね。
Yeah, it is. When I heard unfamiliar words like aileron and rudder, it sounded complicated, but once I tried it, it was quite easy. Moving the yoke backwards, forwards, left and right, and pressing the left and right pedals, that's all there is to it.
アクロバットでもしない限り難しい操作はほとんどない。
As long as you don't try any aerial acrobatics, there are almost no difficult controls.
グライダー乗りに必要なのは風を見つける能力なんだ。
The thing you need to ride the glider is the power to find the wind. Find the wind.
どこにどんな風が吹いているか。サーマルはどこにあるのか。
Where and what kind of wind is blowing, where the vertical drafts are.
そうして見つけた風に上手に乗ることができるかどうか。
Finding the wind like that determines whether you can fly it well or not. So you mean you need knowledge, experience, and intuition?
そんなところだな。
Yes, that's correct. That's basically everything in life.
正規類の見方はおいおい覚えてもらうとして、まずは慣れることだな。
For you to learn how to read the instruments, first, you have to get used to them.
あとはこっちのパソコンの画面で練習してみてくれ。
Next, you can practice by looking at the computer screen. More lessons. Oh god. My brain's gonna explode. I sat down in front of the PC and started practicing immediately. Club activities had finished, and we're on the way home.
あーずい。
It's so hot! Aga is fanning the chest of her sweat-drenched uniform. She sees me looking.
おう？なになに？何見てんの？
That hot, sweaty bod is what I'm looking at. She senses me looking at her chest and asks cheerfully, "You know, you should try to be a little more ladylike."
しょうがないじゃん。胸が一番汗かくんだもん。
I can't help it. My chest is the sweatiest place. Well, the only way to solve that is just to take off your shirt.
これって女らしいってことじゃない？
That's ladylike, isn't it? She asks as she carries on fanning herself. I get a slight feeling that she's trying to show me.
ガレージのエアコン弱くない？お尻が蒸れちゃうんだけど。
The air conditioning in the garage is pretty weak, isn't it? My butt gets really hot, says Kotori as she wriggles her backside around. When it comes to these two, yeah, a bunch of complainers. It's spacious and there's no effect of heat insulation from the ceiling. It's like a prefabricated building. There's no attic, and the heat from the sun transfers directly into the inside. Even if we turn on the air conditioning, it only has half the effect.
ロボット部よりかはマシよ。あっちは人数多いからムシムシするのよね。汗で。
It's better than at the robot club, though. There are a lot of people, so it gets really humid from the sweat. It's gross. Listening to Aga's story, Kotori makes a face that says, "Ew!"
さてと、私こっちだから。
Alright, I'm going this way. We get to the usual fork in the road, where Agaha leaves us to go in the other direction. See ya. Hey, Agaha. Hmm? Oh, I'm asking her out on a date? Oh, oh my, it's happening. Guys, first date. Do you want to get some ice cream from the convenience store?
いいけど、なんで急に？
Yeah, sure, but why all of a sudden? You two were saying how hot it is, and I suddenly felt like eating one. You want to eat one too, Kotori? She is like a...
いいけど。
Huh? Yeah, okay. I think Kotori has like a obsession with ice cream. She loves it. Kotori seems to be thinking about Agaha being there when she answers. Okay, let's go. Okay, maybe this isn't a date, but... You know what? We asked someone to do something that was a girl. So that's on our first steps to getting a date. I start walking ahead. In the convenience store parking lot, I bite into the ice cream that I had bought. Hanging out in front of the convenience store is one of the privileges of being a high school student. Aga got watermelon flavor, Kotori got chocolate chip, and I chose vanilla Monica. What? I've never heard of watermelon ice cream, but I'd be willing to try it.
ハバネさんはカップ派か。
So, you prefer the ones sold in cups, Kotori?
棒のアイスは途中で溶けてきて、手がベトベトするから好きじゃないの。
Ice cream on a stick melts halfway through, and it makes your hands sticky, so I don't really like it. I agree with that. I don't like it when my hands get sticky. It seems like everyone has their own preferences when it comes to ice cream.
ねえ、葵。シミュレーターどうだった？
Hey, Aoi, how was the simulator? I still don't really understand it. It was pretty tricky.
どこがどう難しいの？
Which part was difficult? It just feels kind of inconvenient, you know? When I think about doing something, I'm not able to do it quickly. The feeling I get when I move it, and the speed, it's quite easy to steer though.
エルロンもラダーもエレベーターも風を受けなきゃ効果ないもんね。
If there's no wind, the ailerons, rudder, and elevator have no effect though. That's right. Using the power of the wind to control the position of the aircraft. Of course, if wind is strong, Small movements of the controls have a big effect, and vice versa. However, the glider doesn't have an engine. You can't easily speed up or slow down. If you do one thing, it affects everything else, and that's what makes it difficult. You can't just think about the current situation. You have to act according to what will happen next. It means that experience is needed to ride this thing.
乗ってて気持ちよかった？
Did it feel good to fly it? Well, to be honest, the simulator didn't feel that good at all. You were watching the screen, right?
なんていうか、すごいもどかしい感じだった。
Yeah, how could I say? It looked really frustrating.
3D のシューティングゲームに比べると圧倒的に爽快感がなかったわね。
Compared to 3D simulator games, it was nowhere near as exhilarating. Yeah, that's true.
実際に飛ぶのとはやっぱり違うのかな？
It must be a lot different to actually fly, though. I think so. I can imagine that somehow. How would you feel to fly through the sky in that thing, I wonder? It still feels a bit unclear.
いいな。私も飛んでみたい。
It's nice, isn't it? I want to fly too.
シミュレータならやってみればいいんじゃない？
Why don't you give the simulator a try? You can control everything with your hands.
いい。今は葵くんがやるべき時だから。
No, I'm okay. Now is the time for you to do it, Aoi. I'll be patient for now. That's what it seems she was saying. Without thinking, Agaha and I looked at each other.
じゃあ、早いとこ翼を作って実際に飛べるようにしないとね。
Okay, let's hurry up and make the wings so that we can actually fly it. Yeah. If I can quickly become able to fly by myself, I can take Kotori with me. I might be getting ahead of myself, but it's good to have a target.
チェー、外れか。残念。
Tisk. I didn't win a prize. Pity. What? Aga finished eating her ice cream and threw the stick into the trash can. I finished eating too, so I throw my Monaka wrapper into the trash can. Munch munch. Kotori was still eating and hurriedly ate the last of her chocolate chip ice cream. It wasn't as bad as Amane, but the way that she ate kind of ruined her pretty girl image. Then she rushed over in her wheelchair and came to throw the cup into the trash can. Does she think that if she doesn't do it quickly, we'll leave her behind? While we were away from Kotori, Agaha had come up beside me.
気を使ってくれてありがとう。
Thank you for being so considerate. What do you mean?
とぼけちゃって。私とハバネさんのために誘ってくれたんでしょ？
For playing dumb, you invited Kotori and I here for our sakes, didn't you? I don't know, did I? Looking at me as I quietly played dumb, Agaha smiled cheerfully. I'm such a bro!
お待たせ。
Oh, sorry to keep you waiting. You didn't need to rush like that.
それじゃあ帰りますか。また明日ね。
Okay, I'm off now. See you tomorrow. Yeah, see ya.
さようなら。
Bye. We see Agaha off as she waves her hand, then I push Kotori's wheelchair along the road back to the dorm. Woo! Good shit, everybody. Another lesson down. This time I learned how to fly.